Good. Good? All right,
Yeah.
Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start by giving all praise to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashem, Yahweh Shai,
Hashem,
Bashem Rakakadash.
double honors for the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and apologize this truth. And peace and mercy to the hopeful elect pushing this word, pushing this truth across the four corners of the earth. The truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to sincere aqua that may listen. All right, we're the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, which is ruled by Esau Edom. Now, Esau Edom, according to the Bible, is a so-called white man today. How do we know that? Can you go to Genesis, I think 35, it talks about he came out red, like a hairy garment. Because these so-called white people like to say that they're white, and that's why we say so-called. But according to the Bible, we know that the scriptures say that he came out red, 25, like a hairy garment. Okay?
You can talk to this guy because he's talking about the color. He's
Okay.
saying color doesn't matter. You should talk to him.
Okay. So we're gonna read the scripture, and then I'm gonna ask you for your question. Okay?
This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
That's right. Twins. Go ahead.
So hold on, but before you, some understanding. This is Rebecca and Isaac. You Yashak, how you say? All right. Okay, perfect. All right. So he jumped a bit ahead. So she was pregnant and she's bringing forth twins. He's gonna go into it, right? So it's Rebecca and Isaac.
Jacob and Isaac.
Isaac and Rebecca.
You guys come off the
A lot of them are Christians.
Okay, you gotta come as close as you can. Because we don't want to block those people. This is exclusive. All right, go
Verse
ahead.
25. And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment.
That's right. So red pertains to his skin, the pigment of his skin, right? And hairy because they have all that hair on their body. Go ahead.
And they call his name Esau.
Now, when you look up the word Esau in the Hebrew, it's like Joshua, which means wasted away he is. What's wasted about the so-called white man? The pigment of his skin. All right, that's why they have to get sun lotion when they go out in the sun and put it on for protectiveness. But us Jakes, we have melanin in our skin. So you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and North American Indians, you don't have to wear sunscreen when you're out in the sun.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Hey, can you get second Ezra 6 and 9?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want it?
You got it already? You got it? Quick.
So
Hey, he
start
just
at
read
verse
this.
8.
Where did he go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
That's what he just looked at.
I was looking for it.
It's real. There you go, red. Right there.
Start at verse 8.
That's true pigment, but a man like that would call himself white. So even Esau, the top elites of Esau, have their own people in delusion. Right? Go ahead and read that.
Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So that's what that whole holding his heel, Jacob holding the heel of Esau represented. It was a metaphor and a prophecy to come to pass, which we're in the time right now. Right now, we're in the time of Esau, the so-called white man's kingdom, falling. And we're holding that heel, beginning with Yahweh Shai. And with Yahweh Shai, we're going to be the next and only and last rulers of this whole world. All right?
First of all, who do you think is ruling the world right now? Who do you think is in rulership of the world? Who do you think is ruling the world? Who is ruling right now? Who do you think is what nation is ruling the world right now? Which power nation is ruling the world? Okay. Okay. All right. Who is putting the mandates right now? Okay, no, hold on. You said that's good. Who's putting the mandates out right now? Is it the Chinese putting mandates out saying how much needles you need to get for the airport to open up? Is it the Chinese that's putting the mandates out?
The Arab?
Is it the Indians? It's a nation. It's a European nation. They're saying what's required for us to go back to normal, right? For the okay. First of all, we're gonna go back and forth. We do with honesty. Okay, hold on. All right. We do with honesty. So right now, the world is shut down, right? Because not because of the Indians or the Chinese, right? They blame it. They say it came from Wuhan, but they didn't shut the world down. The so-called one says all planes stop. No airport can be entered unless you get these things. The so-called white nation. Okay.
So real quick.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Do you believe in the Bible though?
Because they are victorious.
Okay.
Are you Christian?
Do you believe in the Bible? Yes or no?
Sorry?
Do you believe in the Bible? Yes or no?
I believe in the Bible.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Bring out that precept.
Because I am a Muslim, so
Okay.
I believe in the Bible.
Okay.
Okay.
And I believe in
Okay.
Torah as well.
Okay.
Right?
Bring out that precept.
Okay. Bring it.
Because you can't.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Bring out that precept.
Job 9:24. Right? So the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
So you say you're Muslim. So the Old Testament. So who's the wicked that's talking about right now? Read it again. Read it loud.
So this is Job 9:24.
Yeah.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Who is that?
Okay.
The whole earth,
The whole earth.
people and everything. Who is that? Who is that?
Is it Chinese?
Hey, just a second. Islam doesn't teach prophecy. Just give him the answer because he doesn't know.
Yeah, Con,
Okay,
so-called
when
white
you-
man.
Hold on, brother.
Like
All right.
that, just give it to
Okay,
him,
hold on.
brother.
Hold on.
Clear up.
Amas, do you think?
Con. So that's the so-called white man. As the wicked. Now keep finishing.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
So he covers the faces of the judges thereof.
So once again,
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
first question you ask, the main judge of the earth is who supposed to be, we know him as Yahweh Shai. We're given that depiction saying that's Jesus, right? So that judge, the main judge of the whole earth, was covered. The so-called white man did that. The Chinese didn't do that. The Indian didn't do that. The Arabs didn't do that.
I'm just trying to understand what's the. I'm sorry.
I-
I'm
okay.
sorry for my ignorance.
Okay, that's
maybe,
fine. That's fine.
But I'm just trying to know what the message that you guys are trying to deliver.
Okay.
Bro,
What are trying to?
Hold on. I got
Just
you.
I'm trying to understand
Okay.
the message.
So you
The
came here,
message
right?
that-
You came here, you asked,
people-
hold on. You came here, you asked who are these people, right?
No, I know who these
We're
people.
gonna ask
But
you.
I was
We're gonna
asking.
ask you a question.
So the
tribe-
message is,
What tribe are you
Okay,
guys from?
okay, hold on.
There's 12 tribes
Okay.
in Israel.
You're asking 10 questions now. Slow. Okay. You asked what the message is, right? Before,
tribe.
if you didn't see us here, I know we're walking, you said a black guy, right? Because you're taught that we're black people, right? Okay, cool. So the message is, we're saying we're not black people. We have a name, a biblical nationality. And the nationality is Levi, Benjamin, and Judah, which is mostly here. Okay? But there's 12 tribes of Israel, not one. The Jewish people are proclaiming to be the whole nation. And that's only one tribe if you want to ascribe to that. And Jew, right, is like a byword because it's Levi, who's not a Jew, Benjamin, who's not a Jew, but we're called Jew because of ignorance. But we're three separate tribes. Levi, Benjamin, Judah were the so-called Negroes, right? You call us Negroes because a white man cover the faces of the judges
No,
there.
I don't call
We
you
are the
that.
judge.
I don't call you that.
Listen, if the cops came right now,
Remove me on
if
that
the cops
side.
came here right now,
I am against that.
okay,
actually.
okay,
I
I
don't
know.
call you that.
If the cops came here right now and something happened with a so-called black guy, you say black guy, so you have to give a good description or say you won't be held accredited, right?
I would say black.
Okay,
black person.
okay, all right,
I
black
won't,
person.
I won't say that.
Okay, fine.
It's racist. I believe
Well,
that.
Means in general. In general.
Yeah.
In general.
So first of all, if we're going to deal with truth, not ego. So I'm bringing the truth. If you agree, I agree. If you don't,
I appreciate
yes,
it.
okay, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 10,
You have the
verse 6.
definition of ham?
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yahshua.
Israel.
And as ye go, preach saying, the kingdom is at hand.
So that's our message out here. We're out here calling to our people. This Bible is not for everyone as you were taught. It's only for the again, brother.
Okay. Matthew chapter 10, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yahshua.
So rather means a preference. Okay, go to these people. Okay, because you asked me before, camera was on, about the Ethiopian Jews. Those are some Hamites, man. Those are Cushites. Those people came in land in 725 BC. Okay, because we weren't keeping our laws, and they're brought in. Okay, and learn our statutes and judgment, our ordinances. Those are real people. Those are Hamites. All right.
That's why they say falash.
Done. Falasha. Fake
I have
Jews.
The definition of ham. This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
Written by a so-called Jew.
Yeah, but it has a lot of our history. All right, so Ham, it says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races.
Dark races. Read.
But not the Negro.
Not the who?
But not the Negro.
But
not the Negroes.
keep reading.
But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
So we're not the same people, man. You call us Africans. We're not Africans. We lived in that land, but you're from Syria, you said, right? If I was born in Syria, me, exactly who I am, born in Syria, would you call me Syrian?
For sure.
If I was born in Syria, you said that's a lie, because right now I can pull it up.
Like our
You
people still
living there and treat like shit.
Our people are in Palestine.
Maybe other people they won't call you Syrian
Exactly.
because you don't look like Syrian.
Exactly.
Yeah, they know who we are.
But I am against exclusion.
Okay,
I am
okay.
with inclusion.
Okay.
So I would call you
Okay,
Syrian
hold on.
if you.
Well, the Most High is not about is about it, right? The Most High is about separation.
But you are excluding.
Bring
But
it
you
up.
are doing the same actually.
No, so
You're
we're-
excluding
yes,
Ethiopians
because
and stuff, and you tell them
yes,
that
no,
you
no,
are not real Jews.
because our God, our power, Yahweh,
We are.
He's about that
What gives you the
separation.
power?
Bring us Deuteronomy 7. Bring it up.
Deuteronomy chapter 32,
Yeah.
verse 8. When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam,
So separated. The most about separation, not about integration. It was all about separation. All right, keep reading. And Deuteronomy 7
we
and
can
6.
go into the sons of Adam too.
Yeah.
Explain that, right? Sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Yashar'Allah.
Israel. So when he says Yashar Allah means Israel.
Yeah.
Yah, he, Shar, Prince, Allah, power. Yashar Allah. Keep reading.
The sons of Adam. That we come directly from that line. Us, the Hebrew Israelites, we come out that line of Adam. Direct.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say that
There's still more.
okay.
It says verse 8, no, verse 9, and it says,
Deuteronomy 7
for Yahweh's portion is his people.
That's right.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
That's right. So Jacob is a progenitor of the Israelites. Jacob's name was Yaakov, was changed to Israel. Okay, so Israel had 12 sons and some daughters, right? But we're with sons right now. Okay, so our name is not black. So you ask why we're out here? It's to tell the people who they are according to the Bible, not according to other nations. Because you said black people. What the hell's a black people, right? What's a Negro, right? What's a Jamaican? What's an American? All right, we are the lost tribes, and we're calling to our people. So that's our purpose here, is giving our people their identity, because it's very important.
We're scattered throughout the whole earth.
Come on. Bring it up, 76.
People, we're
Okay,
scattered.
bring this out.
So what is my identity according
Hold on.
to the
Bring it up.
according to
Hold on.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Listen.
For thou art an holy people
So the word,
unto the Lord.
so the word holy doesn't mean separate. It doesn't mean like what you thought before, like you said that thing on your head and you can fly around. Holy just means separate. Okay, and we are a what?
A holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power.
Keep reading.
The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be special, a special people unto himself,
Beside,
above all people,
beneath,
above all people,
not behind.
above all people.
We are above all people on the face of the earth, man. But because we sinned, right, we were cast down as base people, which is why heathens talk shit to us, cause of black people, and cause all these bywords, because we sinned against a living power. We are the sons of God, all right? And we're risen up to tell the people who we are. Okay, so that you ask, our purpose is tell people that you're not black, you're not niggas, you know, none of that garbage. Okay, we are the Hebrew Israelites.
I understand your message.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Where you going?
I just
So that's my part.
I just want to say like maybe it's not well known a lot. It's not a big of an idea, but even though if I am a Muslim, but I don't believe that Islam is above all. And
That's good, because it's not.
This is shit actually. And I'm being honest with you, and I'm talking about my identity, not about any other identity, right? And I believe in the same way. I believe that there is no chosen people. That's what I believe.
Okay.
Not Muslims, not Christians, not Jews,
Okay.
not Buddhism, nothing. So why God would choose some people over the other?
Just read it.
I don't understand.
So hold on. So
Yeah,
it's like,
it's-
why do you
Just
hear
read
us
Yeah, this is
like
just read it.
worship Allah, like the moon god?
I mean, people would worship whatever they want to worship, but why
Well,
would
that's
God?
according- yeah, but
Why
yeah,
would
but,
God
yeah, but that's
put
not
some
according
people
to our
above the
law.
other
Like the
people?
Israelites-
Hey, simple
that's not
question. Do you have
according to our law.
favorites?
Sorry,
Do you have favorites?
no,
You don't have favorites of anything.
no, not
I don't
really.
believe
But
that.
he just read it to you because you said
Hold on,
Israel
hold
is
on,
a lot
hold on, hold on.
of
I have a quick precept about idols, right? Exodus 20 and 4. I start at 3. There shall no other God before thee. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath. So like all you Muslims, right? In your mosque, you have all like the crescent, the moon crescent inside your temples. But according to our custom, the Israelites, that we're not supposed to be worshiping,
Yeah, we're ready to go.
like other gods. Yeah, it says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or that is in the earth beneath or that is in the water under the earth. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself nor serve them. For the Lord thy power is the just power. So all you people in Mecca and all this stuff, you guys go along, what do we call it, the Hajj? You guys go around it like 10 times and you bow down to Allah, an idol. Just an idol.
Yeah, that's what you were set up to do. That's all he's saying.
It's
No, we don't go. We don't deal with that. So the reason why you came up here is to find out who we are.
Exactly.
Hey, just a second.
What you guys
Just
doing?
a second.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna listen to us.
No, I'm
Say
listening.
it. No, you're not. You're talking too much. Just listen. No. Just listen. Hey, just listen, please. Just listen. Read.
Can I read this?
Yeah.
This is Genesis chapter 17, verse 18. Genesis chapter 17, verse, I'll start at 17. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old? And shall Sarah, that is 19 years old,
Hey, what is that? What is
90
that
years
talking about? What is that talking about? You. Hey, just a second. What is that talking about?
Yeah, Sarah. Like
What? No. What is it talking about?
Sarah, the
No,
mother
you don't
of
know. You don't
Ishmael.
know. You don't know.
No,
Just
I
a
don't.
second. No. Just a second. I'm just teaching
Don't
you something.
accuse me that I
Because
don't
he's
know. I
arguing.
know what
No.
he's
You don't
talking
know what
about.
it means. He's gonna tell you. You see what?
Who's Sarah? Who's Sarah?
No,
Tell
just
me
Who's
who's
that?
Sarah.
Never mind. Just
No,
be
tell me
quiet.
who's
Because you
Sarah.
guys have confusion, man.
Finish now.
What's confusion?
You don't know. Just
That's
listen.
what.
all right, so this is, it says,
What's too much confusion?
and shall Sarah,
But we're
that is,
having an exercise.
and shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear. And Abraham said unto the Most High Power, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. So who's Ishmael?
Ishmael is son of Sarah.
And Abraham.
And Abraham
And the
supposed
bond slave.
to bring a knife and cut Ishmael,
But
and
who-
he did it. But
Okay.
God, this is according to the three religions, right? And that's why Muslims they go to pilgrimage, by the way,
Yeah.
because God saved Ismail.
But yeah, just that
Or
Isaac
Ishmael.
was sacrificed unto,
Yeah, I mean, he's asking me a question and I'm answering.
okay.
I'm answering from historical point
Okay.
of view, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Not from religious point of view.
So Ishmael,
So the
Ishmael,
but the historical, Isaac was sacrificed.
But the historical point of view is the Bible, regardless. Because it's a history, it's a record of genealogies, all right, and customs and order
Believe that.
overall. And
Doesn't
people
believe
think it as being a religion because the Roman Catholic, they push this dogma and then mix it with customs that are foreign that the Bible actually condemns.
Oh yeah, I would agree. I have no point about that. I would agree because, you know, Roman Empire was the dominant at that time. Right? The Roman Empire was the dominance of Middle East at that time, and they have a huge interest.
Yeah.
They have a huge interest.
Just like today.
so Ishmael,
Yeah.
all right, so
That's okay.
Ishmael,
Fake news, right?
Ishmael today,
They have a huge
Yeah,
interest.
yeah.
Ishmael today represents the so-called Arabs, right? Okay, That's
from genealogy
Like,
point
where's
of
like
view,
the
or
nation?
Yes.
are you talking
and there's
Genesis
the
right
5
now?
sons of the Torah as well. The sons of Midian. Right? They go back to Ishmael. Okay, so I'm just breaking down the history here.
Yeah.
All right?
That's the point. You said,
Just correct me if I am wrong.
Listen, hold on for a second. You said,
Ishmael from Sam, or
you're talking
or
to
Ham?
one person at a time. Listen, no, he's talking to one person at a time. You said, why would the Most High pick other people above other people?
Yeah.
That's the point he's getting. That's it.
Okay, I'll read it. All right, so this is verse 19 now. And the Most High said unto Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee, behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. Verse 21, here's the point. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at the set time in the next year.
So you came up, and you're looking at Isaac's seed, not Ishmael, none of those men. That's what he was telling you, trying to get you, but he was just keeping it simple with you, but it went way over your head. So whenever you come up here to learn what we're telling you. That's all it is. Hey, just a second.
That's why I'm
Just a
I'm
second.
here.
Just a
I'm
second.
trying
Let
to
me
understand
see.
you guys.
You interrupted me, right? And you're bringing confusion. Just listen.
I'm
to what
acknowledging you.
No, listen. Just listen. Please. Listen. We heard you back and forth. When you come up, you're supposed to listen and hear. You will have questions. But we're telling you about our heritage, man. Nothing else.
And I respect your heritage. I'm trying to
No, you don't
understand your
respect
heritage.
anything. You're learning how to respect it. Just be quiet.
Okay. If you are saying
just
that,
go if
I'm
you
gonna
want to go, man.
If
If
you
you
are
want to go,
saying-
You're causing confusion,
don't
my
want to be respectful, if you don't want to be respectful, I'm gonna go.
No, man.
Come back. We run it.
I came here to ask you guys.
Okay,
You're not
you know what?
learning anything by
There's so much ego here, man. Right, brother, you need to calm down.
Let me tell you something. I came here. I love people in general. I came here. I saw you guys here. I came to understand your point of view, and now you, honestly, you've been a little bit not respectful to me. You are saying that, oh, you are not respecting us. So why I'm standing here if I'm not respecting you? No, I'm respecting you. But this is disrespectful, actually, for me. So I need to go right now.
Peace, man.
All right, whatever.
Just
Just
right.
we can see what
No man pursue it. Hey, the point was already explained. This brother tried to keep it really simple with them, and he tried to go over his head. He said, okay, we step back. The scriptures came out, and the point was made, right, that the men that are standing here is from the seed of Abram, Isaac.
But we're here to edify, and we're trying to keep it so
That was
when
already
people
done, brother.
watching, you get it. So we're teaching babes. So we can't just hammer everybody that comes up because we're not really dealing with them. We want people on the camera to hear what we're
weren't
saying,
hammering it
opposed to hammering
because
people.
We weren't
All right.
hammering it.
Let's go, man.
The tone that came out, because when you go back and look at this video, you'll see your tone, but it was truth. And that's all I'm really saying. But the point was already made, brother.
Like, and there's a lot of history with the
Barack,
whole
we're
Ishmael,
bring
the
out,
whole Arabs.
Okay,
and
go
and
to it
and
anyway.
us one.
I 20 minutes.
That will kind of just
Okay.
kind of this. And this is actually from the Quran, Genesis. It's a surah, and it's the numeral is second surah. The other had reminded us of it. It's 240, and it says this: "Children of Israel, recall my favor which I have bestowed on you, and fulfill your covenant with me, and I shall fulfill my covenant with you, and fear me alone." This is from the Quran.
Look, he doesn't know those things. So, listen, how is he going to understand the scriptures, man?
But we all have to understand, like, you know, everybody's
like
in
we
their
have to
own.
edify.
We're here to just edify.
That's it.
The whole select. Everybody else, like, it's always gonna go over their head. You can't, you know.
They're just a tool.
We can bring it out,
right?
right?
You use to edify.
We're breaking rocks, right?
So it's smashing wood and burning it.
So with
Exactly.
edifying, with telling him, I'm learning.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Con.
People on the camera
Con.
needs to learn that as well.
Right. He's just a
So,
tool. He's just asking the medium for lack of a better word.
That answer you gave just now,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right.
It's from the Quran. You know what I said? So
Right.
I would have never learned that if we never talk about it.
Right.
You know what I said? So we'll put
That's right. How about quick precept?
So can we go back to, I want to learn about Ishmael and
Yeah,
the
Ishmael.
brothers.
That's Galatians 4 and 30. says, nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son.
right.
For the son of the
That's
read it again. It said like
That's the slave woman that Abraham had sex,
yeah,
right?
that's right.
like
That's Ishmael's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it there.
so like Galatians 4:30. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman.
So Hagar and Ishmael. Those two, they weren't chosen for the actual. They got their inheritance, but they weren't chosen to be the descendants of the seed and to inherit the whole entire earth.
Because remember, like Abraham, he had many seeds.
Yeah.
But he's only dealing with one particular seed, Isaac and Jacob,
Yeah. Right.
and the 12 patriarchs. But I remember
I'm not
the
sure
word
about that.
Abraham, it means father of many nations, right?
That's
On that one?
No, it's still more.
Isaac. Chosen.
Yeah, like Galatians 4:30.
Where it said,
Hold on.
Genesis
Hold on.
4:26.
Like you have to, like
I got the
on the wind. No, hold on. Like Galatians 4:30. Wind, man.
I got it.
Yeah.
Verse 30. Nevertheless, what saith the scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir. Which means the next in line to bestow the blessing or that that kingship, right? With the son of the free woman. So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman, right? So we're not bastards,
That's right.
but
Come out of
of
royal
the
line.
free. So we're liberated. It's true. We're liberators, real liberators, not liberals in this politics, gang shit, and pimping everybody, stealing money. We're not going to be doing it. We will do something in a righteous manner, taxing your ass, right? But you'll have your fair share. But you're going to have to pay that up. You're going to have to serve the righteous seed. Right.
Was it on that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, get Revelation 2:9.
It's Revelation 2 and chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
That's right. So
But
you got Edomites, you got people who are the Amalekites, right? The top clan or top tribe of the Edomite nation. It's the Amalekites. And these guys today are the banking families, top high-class banking families who call themselves Jews or Jewish. And the people in the land that are underneath them are doing the same thing, right? Now, this is identity theft. That's what's happening, right? Now, there's a reason for that. Finish that precept, and then get your precept.
I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
That's right. So they practice all types of malice and wickedness. That's why I said the synagogue, the house of Satan. That's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. Because we're going to go back into Genesis, and you're going to see that in Genesis there are three classifications of men: the sons of God, Yahweh; the sons of man, the heathen; and the sons of the wicked, Esau. Right? So
I'm
get
a precept for the Ishmaelite guy.
Yeah.
This is Genesis 17 and 20.
Oh, good. You read that already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to Romans 9 after that.
And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. It said, behold, I have blessed him, and will make him a fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
And isn't it their great nation, the so-called Arabs? Right? They don't want to bask in the oil, man. Talking about they got Arab money. All right.
By,
You know what I mean?
Right now,
Exactly.
Ishmael's living his blessing.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, no, I remember Ishmael already has in slavery the whole Islam and stuff. Like almost like 700-800 years. You know, when like the so-called like Muhammad, that piece of shit.
Well, that's right.
You know, like he enslaved us, our people.
That's right. The Moors Empire, the so-called Moorish Empire, is when we're calling them those gods, right? The Islamic gods, man. The Berbers.
Hey, guys,
There are a lot of history, right? Because if you read Nature Knows No Color, no, not Nature Knows No Color, like the first, what do you call the one there? Rudolph Winter.
Babylon to Timbuktu.
Yes, it shows you all that stuff.
Well, the Moors are just they're Israelites, but they practice Islamic principles.
Islamic, yeah.
And the word
because they were conquered or whatever, you know? So our people are still doing it.
Yeah, the word Moors means black, man. We're not black people, okay? So we're proclaiming our nationality. To the question. Now we're going to Romans 9, all right? Romans 9 is going to show a differentiation between the tribes. You ask why God separate them, right? And it doesn't know how to read. S on any words is plural. So Moses said to Abraham, seed. Abraham had many seeds, but he said to a seed, okay, which is very important. All right. So Romans 9.
Oh, I still have more.
Okay.
It says, and I will multiply him exceedingly, 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will I establish with Isaac.
Yes.
With Sarah shall bear, it says, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. It says, and he left off taking with him Mosai went unto Jerusalem, and Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, circumcised the flesh.
Okay, let's go to Romans 9, man.
Of their foreskin in the self same day as Mosai have said unto him. Well, it's like a lot of history, because the whole circumcision it came with Abraham too, right? You know,
You don't know the history, you're not going to know the mystery.
Okay,
I'm sorry about Brother Kazak,
Yeah.
because since the elder brought it out, I'm going to just check Ezekiel 27. I'll read 2 verses, all right? This is Ezekiel chapter 27, verse 21. I'll start at verse 20. The Dan was thy merchant in precious clothes for chariots, Arabia and all the princes of Kedar, which Kedar means black in Hebrew, or dark skinned, right? And that's how the real Arabs look like. They look like dark-skinned people, not like those Greek babies that we see today.
Puppies.
that's right.
Okay.
Type of them.
And all the princes of Kedar, they occupied with thee in lambs and rams and goats. And these were they thy merchants. So they were rich people, just like how they are today. They still have that same spirit. That's why they call it Arab money. Brother Kazak brought it out. They're rich in oil and resources, and that's the blessing that the elder just read in Genesis 17 about the sons of Ishmael.
They have a lot of substance, a lot of camels milk. These people drink a lot of stuff.
Verse 22, last verse. The virgins of Sheba and Ramah, they were thy merchants. They occupied in thy fairs with chief of all spices and with all precious stones and gold. That's the point. That's the point. Done.
Okay. This is Romans 9.
The sons of Midian. Remember, because remember Abraham had a bunch of seed, and they're still here. You know?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Yahushai, I lie not.
And Yahushai is who they were even called Jesus Christ, man.
My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish For I could wish that myself were cursed from Yahushua for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
So how come it's not talking about the whole world?
Right.
It's talking about separation. Someone coming from the same branch. Same seed. Brothers, how you doing?
Reading.
Who are Israelites?
That's right. So we're dealing with Israelites.
I know.
All right.
I'm from
Keep reading. Keep reading.
To whom pertaineth
Hey,
the
bro, this is a classroom, man. If the one was talking around you, exactly. See you later, man. Keep reading.
Yeah, I told you. It's brother. It's brother.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
To whom
Keep going. Keep going. You're gonna curse yourself. Just keep going, man. Just keep going.
All right, same thing.
to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant.
Okay, so this is for the Israelites who pertain to adoption. Where adoption means the option to add. Okay, so Yahushua has the option to add different tribes, right? 12,000 from each tribe make 144,000. That's what we're calling out to, men, and the hopeful elect. Okay, read.
And the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises.
So all the service and the promises can only be done by Israelites, man. Nobody else can serve the Lord, and His promise is not for nobody else but the Israelites, man. All right.
Who are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Yahushua came.
So we are the fathers coming back. All right. We are those the sons of those people that was back then, and we came back in our stead. All right.
And whom concerning the flesh Yahushua came, who is over all.
I was sent to the lost tribe of the house of Israel. That's who Yahushua came from, man. All right, the lost tribe of the house of Israel. Not for everyone, man. Everyone can't be saved, right? You already got your lot. This is your heaven and our hell. Okay.
It's like if you have a flock of animals, right? It's not all of them can save. Like you're gonna kill off some and eat, and some you're just gonna, repopulate those ones that bring forth more seed. Right?
I have a history. This is from Babylon to Timbuktu. This is page 44. It says the Roman Empire at the birth of Muhammad was divided into 12 parts. The Western Empire with the capital of Rome and the Byzantine Empire. Yeah, like you could.
Yeah, Byzantine Empire. That's Turkey. Well, formerly was Troy.
It says the Western Empire with the capital of Rome and the Byzantine Empire with the capital at the Constantinople.
So this is the Holy Roman Empire. Right? This is after 193 AD.
Scrolling down a couple paragraphs. Says with the defeat of the Jewish and the Christian power in Arabia. So like that was our people ruling during those times. Basically, like 193 AD, like Timid Severus and things like that. And we were in a rulership from even before, but
in our wicked rulership.
A wicked rulership, right? But it says with the defeat of the Jewish and Christian power in Arabia, the stage was now set for a rise of a new power on the world scene. This new power was Arabia, or the Islam, right? Islam. It said the Arabian Empire, with its new religion, Islam, established the superior. It says established the the superstructure of its culture on the ruin of the Roman Empire in the Middle East, Africa, and part of Europe. And then this is also like this is a couple paragraphs. It says when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, the stars, spirits, and idols. It says the Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year.
Okay, we're here, man.
Hold on. This is a lot of history.
Okay, brothers. When the scripture is coming out, the elder said we're going to come out with the spirit, man. We're talking about the scriptures right now. All right? Different scripture, man.
Okay. Yeah, no, but
That's different scriptures.
okay, cut. Yeah, yeah.
Romans chapter 6, verse 6. Okay, not as though the word of Yahweh had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel,
It's historical stuff, right?
neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
So this is the scripture speaking. The Bible says, Yahweh Shai says, neither because they are seed of Abraham are the children of the Most High. All right? So Abraham had other seeds, but it's not pertaining to him. Okay, it's pertaining to the Israelite from the lineage of Jacob and Jacob in his language. All right, read.
But in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
And Isaac is Yahweh Shai if you can receive it. Keep reading.
Right.
That is they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
That's right. And we're the children of the promise, man. All the promises was made to Israelites, man. We're the one that was promised immortality. That's what this whole thing's about. Okay? Living forever in prosperity, not having heathens rule over us, man. Calling us borrowers like black, right? Canadians, Americans, and Caribbean, all this bullshit, man. We are the biblical Israelites, man. That's what we're out here doing. That's what how we're proclaiming, man. All right? In wisdom and in truth and honesty, man. Keep reading.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one.
So this is how we started off. We're explaining to them about Rebekah and Isaac. This is how this whole camp started off. We're explaining to this heathen, or looks like a heathen, right? What we're doing right here, and who is it pertains to, and who is Rebekah and Isaac, man. Right? Read.
Even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born.
It didn't say our father, right? It didn't say everyone's father. This is our possessive pronoun. Our father Isaac. All right?
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil.
So they didn't do nothing. Two so-called innocent babies just kicking it in the womb, man. Kicking it. All right? But the Most High has the power to choose, right? He's the potter, right? We're the vessels. And he can smash the vessel however he like it, man. Do whatever he wants. As the scripture will get into it. Keep reading, brother.
That the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand.
So he doesn't elect. He chose, right? And this lying so-called heathen was saying he doesn't have purpose of nothing. All right. So he's walking in. He didn't purpose to be right here, right now. Someone forced him. His purpose is to stand here and ask his questions. That's a preference, right? He could walk in the street, but he preferred to stay here and ask his questions. So right there, he's lying. All right. Read.
I got the word for election.
Bring it up, brother.
This is from Adam Online Dictionary. It says election, act of choosing someone to occupy a position.
Choosing. I was sent to the lost tribe of the house of Israel, man. He chose, man. Right? He was being specific. Okay? Deliberate. Those people are my people. The so-called base people of this world is the Lord's people, man. All right? What's so hard to understand? You Edomites are nothing. You got pale skin. Your blood shoots through your skin. All right? You're retarded. You're saying two men can be together, right? You're pushing this vax, saying it's going to prolong life, and it doesn't. It's killing people. All right? So you guys are the base people, man. But for now, we're on base. All right?
Not of work.
No, hold on.
It says elevation to office.
Elevation, man. Above all people, man. Into an office of rulership, man.
Right.
You're looking at your future rulers. Okay? Look at the elite of Israel, man. Of Yeshua Allah. That's what you look at, man. You look at the Illuminati. Because we got the truth. We got the light, man. All right, now you damn so-called Edomites. No, Edomites. You so-called white people, man. You are the Edomites. Biblically. You're not white. You're red. All right? Keep reading.
Whether by one person or a body of electors.
That's right. And the one person is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, and our King David, who is a king who's coming back. Right? We're going to be under him. Okay? And the body of Yahweh Shai is right here in your face, man. Manifesting in your face. All right?
So not of works, but according. I'm not.
Yeah, because that guy, he's an Ishmaelite, right? So he's trying to he's trying to talk about the Islam shit, right? So like that's why I want to backtrack, you know.
He's bringing this
Well, it's
love.
okay, it's okay, but no, like for camera's sake, right?
Done.
That's it, right?
What he brings is this love doctrine, right? Not knowing that love is not what we're taught it is. Like they have love, this fluttery feeling in your stomach, and it's like a warm fuzzy feeling inside. That's not love, man. Love is keeping the commands of Most High God, right? Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai.
And this guy worshiping idols, right?
Done.
Worships,
You know?
That's why you brought out
Yeah, history.
It said 300 plus.
Yeah, 65 idols.
Spirits.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Those people, they're bugged out.
totally.
And it only makes sense because Ishmael means madman,
Gone.
right? So they're going to be crazy.
Gone.
This is verse 11.
So I have this. I have this.
Hold on.
No. I have some short. With this. It says it seems to him that the angel Gabriel appeared. It says commission him to
Like this is Muhammad.
Yeah, like you could read more fluently. Sorry, but I'm still in. Yeah, read this. Yeah, just read that, please.
Okay, so this is page 46. It says, it seemed to him that the angel Gabriel appeared, commissioning him to articulate a new religion to substitute for the old. Incidentally, Gabriel was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew prophet Daniel.
Yeah, incidentally, and it seems so they were trying to take the truth and mingle it to themselves. Identity theft,
Because it was actually that identity theft was Muhammad mingling. He was mingling a new doctrine with the scripture. He was taking and adding. Disrespect plagiarism.
When we taught him the truth. He was hanging around.
Yeah.
It goes into that we weren't taught the truth, man. And then they trying to have us in subjection, trying to regurgitate what we taught him to be on him. So we're like, no. And that's what causes the divide.
Yeah.
I look at a camel jock that was an ignorant bastard, couldn't even read.
Because they used that to try to get our
Got rid of
people.
the era
They tried to use that doctrine to get our people.
off the land.
Well, our people
You had
supplanted them.
wars.
We had wars with them, and then they were in our land. So we had to bring forth that doctrine with which we were doing wickedness in the Roman Catholic Church to bring them out of Jerusalem because they occupied at one point. That's why there was crusades were happening. There was heavy wars, man. And then Jake was having infighting. That's how we got taken down.
Ottoman Turks.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of history, right? So it's like we have to be sharpen up with certain things, right?
We haven't even brought out that in years.
Years.
When finish this off?
Chapter 11. That the purpose of verse 11, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
That's why it says, many are called, but few are chosen.
Fine.
Right? Scripture says.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
And no place in the Bible it says God love anybody with the Israelites, man. You can't find it. It says God love the Hittites, the Ishmaelites, the Horites, the Edomites. It says the Edomites, Esau's Edom. And it says I hate Esau. All right? You reading?
Hey, and another thing to look at is did the Most High love did he love was it Balaam? Did he love Agag? You know, who else? Who else was there? Herod. All these people.
Done.
Most I sent the angel for one of the Herods and I cut him asunder. That was love. Right?
A quick precept.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 10 and 15. Only Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. Right? The Lord don't love Israel, man. Right? What people don't understand. And he's theOrd. That's why he called the Most High. He can do what he wants. Right?
So what shall we say then?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh?
That's what he's asking. I don't believe the God, that's going to kill somebody, That's what he's asking. So the Bible is asking, is there an unrighteousness with our power, our God, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshai? Read.
God forbid.
No!
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
That's right. That so-called Syrian guy, when they're coming here as refugees, right? All of them want to come, but the white man says, I'll take you and you can't come, right? There's an argument there, right? If you come in here, throw your ass in jail, right? And put you in some camp. You know what I mean? Or I agree some fucking dart in your arm. So how come you don't argue with the so-called white men? We want to argue with our power man.
That's right.
All right, so rightfully, I understand what Malak was getting at him because like he sent his spirit, but still we're here for edification. And brother, right now I have no time for people right now, man. He doesn't, listen, you get it or you don't get it, okay? But the first and foremost, here for edification, all right. And Malak is in his spirit. The word Malak means king, so he's out in the king off his head. You know what I mean? That's his spirit.
Yeah, because Ishmael, right? Or the Islam,
right?
Like there's no real prophet.
That's all.
Like he's gonna come, right? It's like what prophecy is, it's like compared to the Bible.
Because mostly in the Quran, it talks nonsense. It talks about a certain passage calling a cow. What the fuck is a cow? And stuff like that. Yeah, you go and look, and in the English word it says cow, surah, and all of this nonsense. What the fuck is all of
The
this?
only thing that makes sense was the scripture he read, and there's several more that uplift the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob there, that Yahushai, right, is coming back to deliver the Israelites. I can't remember the precept them in the Quran, but I might. If I remember, I'll put them up in on the chat for you, brothers.
What he did was he used the Quran against him. That's it, which is good because you can use the Quran. The Quran says them. Sometimes the Quran says the exact same thing that we're saying. You get what I'm saying? So that was very appreciated.
But you gotta remember, like the Quran has offenses in there. Because remember, Yahushua is the rock of all offenses. He's the King of Kings. So anything that needs a king, he's the king of that. The king of any king, man. All right. So the king of being deceived, they've been deceived too, and Yahushua is deceiving them. All right. It's his story, man. The whole world is Yahweh's story, man. They're not outside the story. Okay.
So this is Amos chapter 3, verse 1.
Done.
Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
Why don't they contest that precept? Yahweh speaks to certain people. Why don't they say, hey, well, why is God so mad about it? No one ever come to our aid, right? Yahweh is mad at us, but no one contests that scripture, right? The brother is bringing out. All right.
All right. It says, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
And he did so. Those are the curses, man. That's why you have heathens coming up to our camp talking shit. This is a punishment, man. In other words, we're the sons of the Most High Power. We're the one that fell, right? And we're at base level. And you have heathens talking shit in our face, right? Calling us bums. You know what I mean? Get a job. You know what I mean? Can't you arrest these guys? You know what I mean? And it's punishment.
So Genesis 4 and 26, because bring it out. He needs to bring that out. You have 26?
Yeah.
Oh no, you have 15. Get 15. The reason why I'm bringing this out is because now we're going into Israel having that covenant with the Most High, being the chosen people. But we also have to understand the deceptions that the heathens have had on us, and mainly Esau. So what they want, they want what we have and who we are. Because of the covenants.
Blessings.
Yeah, the blessings.
But it's Salakia too. They even know they can't get it, but this whole thing is about slowing people down, because that's what you do in warfare. You try to slow the person down from getting to that position. So that's why they don't want us to know who our power is. And in the book of Judas, we're going to go into it. It's just going to show you that they're always trying to put a stumbling block before us. So we are always against our power. That's a power.
Read that out.
Genesis 4:15.
Read loud. Read loud.
Genesis 4:15. Yahweh said unto him, therefore whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
So Cain, that spirit, that's the same spirit as Esau coming back. Cain and Abel is Esau and Jacob. The same story. Okay? So Cain slew his brother wrongfully, first murder in the Bible, and the Most High put a curse on them, that mark. Now we read in Revelation 2:9 that we know them that say that they are Jews but are not the synagogue of Satan. Okay, so they have a mark, which is their skin color, that they're trying to hide from. That's why they go about doing identity theft, right? So that was it on that. Was it others one? Okay, go ahead.
And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him shall kill him.
Right. Okay. Reply. Bring out that precept.
And that mark is judgment, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you do a test, you mark what's right, right? And what's wrong for a reason. You have cattle, you mark which one is, good and thing. You bore a hole in here or whatever.
So go ahead.
But I'm sorry, but the mark was also for the other nations to differentiate themselves and tell them who he is.
Yeah, exactly.
So he was that wicked one on the earth. That mark is very important.
Yeah, because in the law, there's about the cattle. One that is no good.
Yeah.
There's one that says that has a spot.
Right.
Spot.
There you go.
Right?
There's a spot right there.
When
Yeah.
you go and do the research, I think it's in Leviticus. Yeah, it should be either Leviticus or in Numbers, and it talks about the ones that are supposed to be the mostly the purebred one is like one natural color.
Right.
So the top breed would be a dark coat or brown colored. If it's mixed, like a different twain or whatever, that one is not the top breed. Just like a lion, the darker the mane, the more powerful that breed is. Right? He's dominant. He's a dominant.
That's the Berber line for your information at home. You don't have to believe me. Just check it out. Barber line, they call it.
This is Genesis 4:26.
Talk louder.
Read up.
Read up.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son. He called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.
So there, now you started having a division, because when Cain killed Abel, Adam had another son named Seth, and then it says in that time, because we weren't called Israel at that time, but the Spirit, when Zach brought out with Iraq, Romans 9,
Sons of God.
Yeah, sons of God. And the Most High made an election according to when they were born. So the spirit of Israel is still there. That's why you have men who started calling upon the name of the Lord. That's another precept? Hey, that it on that precept?
Yeah, I got a precept now. I got to go quickly back to the history of what this brother mentioned. Romans 9 and our history, bringing it together. So this is the book of Deuteronomy. So this is the record. This is what qualified for it. And it was lifted again in the book of Romans, and we'll all bring it together. So Deuteronomy 4:7, it says, "For what nation is there so great, who our power so nigh unto them as Yahweh? Our power is in all things that we call upon him for." Which other nation has ever called upon the Most High to help? Right? So that's a question it's asking you. Right? Yahweh. So when you mention a name to this guy, he went crazy. Because usually when you say that name, the power in that name, the Lord starts to fuck with your head already.
Amongst the heathen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yahweh Shai, it starts to mess them up. Right? Hey, much less Jake. The Lord's not even dealing with them. Here's the point. Verse 8. It says, "And what nation is there so great that at statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day?" What nation? You tell me. What nation? Is it Islam? Is it? That's not a nation. Excuse me. That's a religion. Okay. Is it Catholicism? Is it Elam? Real quick, I just got to put a record here. Right. So the guy that came up, he was a so-called Ishmaelite. Right?
He said Syria, so Aram.
Aram. Right? So, which nation on here? There's 18 nations. There's only one nation right there. Yashar Allah. Hey, do you know what Yashar Allah means? Can you break it down? The word, please. Brother, what's the word?
He is the Prince of Power.
Right?
Prince of Power.
Yeah,
Beautiful. That's the point. He's the Prince of Power. That's what's going on. No, Prince had power with the Most High. You said the same thing, but I'm saying with emphasis. Right? So those nations. That's the point.
So this is Judas chapter 5, verse 17. And whilst they sin not before their power, verse 16. And they cast forth before them Canaanite, the Perizzite, and the Jebusite, and the Shemite, and all the Girgasites, and they dwelt in that country many days.
Okay, so all the different nations.
And whilst they sin not before their power, sin is transgression of the law, they prospered, because the power that hated iniquity was with them.
So the heathens, they understood our history when we were in line with the Most High, when we didn't go off, when we didn't transgress this covenant, right? They knew that we had power, because the Most High was with us. But like when we went off, that's when we were weak. That's when the other nations weren't afraid to take us over. So when the other nations being the head, the other heathen being the head heathen Esau, knowing that, that's why the scriptures say the accuser of the brethren, constantly setting us up, putting gun stores at every corner of the ghetto.
Precept. Okay, I have a quick precept.
Okay.
Like this is Baruch 4 and 4. O Israel, happy are we for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Be of a good cheer, my people. The memory.
So prior to all this, we'll be in church, right? So this we know is pleasing to the Most High and brings us joy that we're out here on a Saturday afternoon or evening doing this. Okay, so he's not talking to all Israel, because all Israel comes to this moot. They're saying, what are you guys doing? You're wasting your time. Get some money. Get laid. All right. So now we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai that this pleases the Most High, man.
And we're of a good cheer.
Gone.
Because it's the things that's coming, what they're doing with this whole vaccination and shit.
Gone.
It's crazy, man.
But that also means, more importantly, too, it means that we know how to please the Most High.
Gone.
That's deep. These other nations, if they even try, they don't actually know how to please Him.
Gone.
They don't know Him.
Right? That's why it's called a covenant, because a covenant is a contract. And within a contract, there's stipulations, right? So there's rules that you have to follow. So there's steps. And all the steps are found in this book. So when we went against all those steps, we got fucking punished.
Gone.
And the heathen know that, and they're taking full advantage.
Exactly.
This is Psalm chapter 2.
To be of a good cheer, my people. It's at the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nation, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh to wrath.
Hey, that's that when we read Amos 3 and 1, where he said, for you're the family, out of all the families I've known, you're the only one I've known. Therefore, I'm punishing you. That is the relationship between the father and his son. Right?
Because you're not going to go out there and meet somebody else's kid.
Exactly. No. You're going to whoop your kid. Exactly.
Or your wife, man. Sometimes you need that backhand, man, the pimp hand, man. Right? Yeah, you know what I mean? That's your property. You're serving. Yeah. All right?
And one quick point, sir. You talked about love. See, love is simply obedience. That's how you know if your woman loves you, she's obedient. So, us loving the Lord, we need to be obedient.
Yeah.
Fear.
Says you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved Yahweh to wrath, you were delivered unto thy enemies. For ye provoke him that made you by sacrificing unto the devils and not to the Most High.
Exactly. We were talking about idols. All the being idols, because you know what? In Islam, a lot of our people are caught up in Islam. A lot.
And even Nigeria. What do you call that tribe? The tribe.
Or
the Hausa or whatever.
Hausa tribe.
The Hausa tribe, and those heavy into Islam. Mali, certain parts.
Got a Kofi on. With the rod.
Yeah. You know, even like Morocco, Algeria, like a lot of those tribes, a lot of them are Israelites, but they're worship, but they're into Islam.
You mentioned that these Edomites, they do everything to try to like keep us away from the Most High. They do everything in their power. So from the book Babylon to Timbuktu, I think it's that book where when we went into the Grecian slavery, the Greeks used to kill our people if they even call on the name of the Most High. Yeah, if you said anything to do with God, like you have to like denounce your religion right there, because if you said anything, they would kill you and kill your kids. So right there, imagine you being in that slavery and you can't teach your kid who he is. Now your kid is going to grow up not knowing who they are because they have been cut off by these Grecians people. You know,
that's a beautiful point, because how beautiful is it now that we're in a worse condition and we're able to be out here boldly and teach. And even on top of that, the Most High has it where only certain people are going to receive what we're teaching. That's true. You know, so what you're saying is, back then we couldn't even do it. Now we can do it. You know,
and that's where. Sorry, not to talk too much, but that's where a lot of our people went off and they don't know who they are. So when Yahushua came and he said, "I came for the lost tribe of Israel," those are the ones who were lost. They didn't even know they were Israel because their parents couldn't teach them, and then they couldn't teach their kids, so they were lost. So when Christ came for yeah, they came for them.
Yeah, 100%.
That happened to us because like all of us never knew that we're Israelites. We're all lost.
Right.
We didn't know who the hell we were.
Even now, when you tell certain people, they don't believe.
No, that's it.
Okay, this is Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why does he even rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
That's right. What is the vain thing they imagine? They think that they can keep Israel down forever. But the Most High said, if anybody, rough prayer, was able to count the stars,
they're done.
And
Jeremiah 31, yeah.
Right. Then he would do away with Israel. That's a vain thing to think. You're not going to be able to do that. Right? So these heathens imagine a vain thing.
Well, really, vain, it just means emptiness, right? Or wickedness. Yeah. So the thing is, you trying to keep the nation of Israel out of knowing who their power is, that's going to lead to your destruction. Because look at the case of the world today. Because if we're not ruling under the vibration of Yahweh Bashem Yashai, look where it's going. You're in a pandemic, everything's destroyed, it's getting worse, people are dying, sperm counts are lower. So how could you reproduce? So it's a vain thing. It's wickedness.
Like we're in a spiritual butt breaking.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. The devil,
that's the reality.
the wicked, Roman and the damn Greeks all over again.
Right.
Verse 2, it says, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us.
Now, that's a two-sided coin because it says they're anointed. Now, Israel's anointed, all of Israel's anointed for the covenant, and they've been chosen, but the elect are the true anointed. So you got these summits, and they have the UN, they have these summits, and really what happens is they're making the rules, what's going to go on, the next agenda among the whole earth. But the elites who watch our videos, they're looking at the men who are the men who are doing this work in sincerity, because that's who they want to take out. Everybody else is either has already given power to the image, or is going to take the mark. But the elect aren't, and that's who they're trying to stop. Right?
That was it from there.
Okay. You have something.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 1.
Bring it on. After that. Yeah.
Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They've gotten proud because you see in Lamentations it talks about the state of Israel and how we're just like, if you see like a prostitute, you know, in her just shitty clothing, looks dusty, that's how Israel looks to the heathen from all the things we're doing. When we follow the Most High and the commandments, we actually shine. The scriptures say that wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. Right? Go ahead.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Crafty counsel. So in all deceitfulness.
And by the way, that word tumult, it means confusion and uproar, causing confusion amongst us, right? Putting us into different religions too.
That's why you have the Hispanics and Negroes. They don't get along. Confusion, always injury fighting. Like I saw this video real quick of Issachar chasing Levi
out of Mexico.
Out of Mexico.
Yeah, we're trying to cross the border.
Khan, and they're the same people. That's what you're talking about. The uproar among each other.
Yeah, that's proof that this is Babylon. We're in Babylon.
Well, what I was talking about, it was the nations that have a tumult around us, right?
Yeah,
They
it's the same
caused
thing.
the community, they caused the confusion
That's the
here
same
to
thing.
destroy us, you know,
Same thing.
destroying our neighborhoods and everything.
Yeah,
That's all I was just saying.
Yeah, we're back to us. Same thing. Because those guys work with Esau.
Yeah.
Right?
And consulted against thy hidden ones, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
We're hidden because we didn't know who we were. So technically, we're actually lost. Right?
Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna bring out Deuteronomy, but that's why you got these names: Negroes, Latinos, Hispanic, North American Indians. These are bywords that take us off track of who we actually are. Because once you know who you are, then you start having power.
Yeah, and that hidden one's also going to his prophets.
Yeah.
Right? First and foremost, what you said, but even deeper hidden, the prophets, they can't tell who they are because the Lord hide them. Unless the spirit of Yahweh Shemir Shai is on you, then you might be able to see a little bit. And the spirit is going to perfect.
No, I don't have
That's it.
That's
That's it. Okay, bring on Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy chapter 36, verse 7.
28.
28, 37.
Yeah.
Okay. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord Yahweh shall lead thee.
You know what a proverb is like? A proverb is also like a metaphor, something you got to figure out. So it said that you should become a proverb in astonishment. So we're gonna be confused, like at one point we called ourselves Afro blacks or something like that. Then you got the Black Panther, and then you have African American, right? Now you have, so we're trying to, it's a proverb. We're actually in the spirit trying to figure it out. Who are we? Right? And now we're at a point where the truth is out. We know who we are, if you can receive it, and we know what we're supposed to do. That's what it's about. Right? Is it on that?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, go to the top verse of that chapter.
Top verse?
Yeah, 28 and 1.
Deuteronomy 28 and 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
Right, beautiful. So it says his voice. This is very important.
So that's your ultimate promotion right there. Better promotion than I'm gonna be supervisor at my work. And get more dollars. Those couple dollars ain't gonna be worth shit in the day of the Lord.
Yeah.
So if you establish yourself in this, if we never went up, this is the way we were supposed to be going. And we're gonna have to go back to it anyways, because this is the blueprint.
That's right, brother. The voice said, and that voice there are prophets, right? And they're the hidden ones, right? The ultimate hidden ones.
Keep reading?
Yeah, continue.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power.
What is it? All the money in the world? Is that what it says?
Nope.
All the right? He talked about the tribes. Their favorite god is Esau and money.
Yep.
It trumps every other god that they have. Esau and then their money. Don't believe me, right? But this is a kingdom of clay and iron and clay. Let me say it the right way, right? It's powerful. The iron and the clay is the detonation. But anyway, read, brother.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Right. So wherever Israel is, they got hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Shemir Shai. Right.
Also, it said, blessed thou should be in the city, and blessed thou shalt be in the field. Now, when you go into the word bless, it means to have servants, have someone serve you. Right now, we're the servant, and we're not, and we're only, and that's how you know we're not blessed. But in the kingdom, we're going to be blessed upon blessing.
Good point. The next paragraph in that surah I brought out, it says Israel means slave of God.
See that?
Think about that.
He doesn't know those things. The guy that was here. If he
Right.
stayed, he would have got to learn it.
That's why it also says we're prisoners of hope as well. We're prisoners of hope, serving the Lord. So a prisoner is so much it's like a slave.
Yeah.
That's why they, like the word Islam means to submit. Like, and they hate the Israelites.
Yeah.
They hate us.
And the servant is as a woman, and Eve was made to serve Adam, right? So Israel is a servant of the Lord. So we're like a common woman, man.
Yes.
We're the Lord's woman to serve, right?
In that book we just read it from Babylon Symbol.
Yeah.
The real reason why they hate us.
There is deep, man.
Because they try to copy the customs of the Israelites in that book, but we in fact we chased them away. We told them that this wasn't for them, and then they went to create their own, which is Islam, and then they stole all the customs. That's why they worship. I forgot which way they worship. I forgot which way.
They worship. The west.
Yeah,
East.
They go to the.
And that's the reason why they do that too. That book is deep, man.
Right to the east.
Like, and they pray to Mecca. Instead of Jerusalem, they pray to Mecca.
I think more the customs they fought for it. I've been
certified.
Yeah, so there's more stuff they go deeper into.
Deeper than that.
Yeah, like the Golden Age of the Moor and all those books.
Want to keep going?
Yeah. Brother, got something else on this?
Yeah, we got something else.
No, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 55,
Yeah, keep breaking it down.
verse 2. Where do ye spend money for that which is not bread?
Start at once. Start with what?
Oh, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters.
Because this scripture is likened unto waters, men, and unto wine. Some people are thirsty for wine. Some there's a person that likes drinking. I'm thirsty. I think they want some juice. I want some wine. So wine, right? But this wine is spiritual wine, man. Right? This is gonna do the body good. This is the real milk. All right, agree?
Come ye to the waters, and he that hath no money, come ye, buy and eat.
So that we're talking to our people, man. We're saying, come here this truth every Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. Come here, we're here, man. When Israel comes up and say, you guys are here next week. Yeah, within what time I'm going to be here, right? Cost you nothing. Because you want to hear the truth. You want to hear who you are and what's required of you. All right?
Really every day, because we're on the internet.
Con.
For the prophets.
Come ye, buy and eat. Yeah, come. Buy wine, milk, and milk without money,
So
and
this
without price.
So it's like onto milk, wine, bread, and a lot of people couldn't get it. In Yahushua was walking the earth, he would speak saying, come eat the body of his body. They're saying, what, he's a cannibal? You know what I mean? Because he wasn't talking to everybody, right? Because only our people, right, the Israel of Israel will get this, man, right? I know that we don't do cannibalism, right? We're not carnal here. We're spiritual men, right?
Where do ye spend money for that which is not bread?
So that's in the churches, man. You just find our people in churches, right, giving their tithes, right, and
4 or 5, 7 times one service.
Gone, right? And you have children in Sunday school. You have to give money because when I was in the world, I was in the church. My daughter would come and say, Dad, the lady says, you know, with the offering. So like, what's it gonna? I give her that $5 or something to go back downstairs, you know, to tithe, right? Offering, right? Gone.
And your labor for that which satisfieth not.
So you're going out doing all these things, right? Trying to be just to fit in, right? Get along, right? And it has no value. It's vain. It's vain deceit. You see what I'm saying?
Which goes back to that trap we're talking about.
Con.
And anything outside of this is a trap, right? Because what their desire is to keep us away from the Lord.
Hearken diligently unto me.
So what's required? You have to listen, but listen carefully, right? Listen to go study diligently, right? Reading.
And eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
So eat requires you digesting. So you hear this word and you meditate, man. All right, do your homework. So what is the guy talking about? I'm an Israelite? No, God's name is Yahweh? I thought it was just God. I thought it was Lord or Jesus. No, you go and you do the research. Right? It's a curse be the man that trusted in man, including us. So don't say, I hear the guy saying start following. All right? You're gonna do your own research. Okay? Gone. All right?
Incline your ear and come unto me.
So you see, obedience is required, and hearing, listening, because you can hear me but don't listen. You know what I'm saying? So you need to hear what I'm saying to you and be inclined to go home and do your search, right? Research.
Even the Lord himself, when he was on the scene, he did that.
Done.
Like, he was up in the synagogue and all that. He was studying them scrolls.
Done.
He was a young man.
Done.
Right? It's not like, oh, even though he was the son of God, like, oh, they just handed to him. No, man.
Done.
He had to put it in. He had to put his hands on the plow.
Done.
Well, two things. Different. You guys know what the difference between hearing and listening is? One word. Nothing. Action. Someone who's listening can apply action. Someone who's hearing goes through one ear and come out the other.
Action speaks louder than words.
Done.
Vice versa, man.
Hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of
So if you're not
David.
hearing this word, man, you're dead, right? That's what it's speaking in Ezekiel 37 about dry bones. They're not hearing this word, man, right? So that's dead. You know what they're hearing? Trap music, man. Rap, little boozy, right? Extension. That guy with all the purple in his head and then yellow. You know what I mean? That's what that's what listening to, man. That's madness. You know what I mean?
The hair out his head and fucking chains. It's crazy chains.
Done. Right?
Bury that. Ezekiel 37. Straight up.
That one?
Yeah.
Have a scripture? 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
So instead of workman, workman. Song back in the day. Workman.
Not a dead man. A dead man can't do the work.
Like construction, you know?
Husbandman.
Right? Man, not the plow.
I'm off the ground, right?
Yeah.
Sitting in that work. Yeah.
When someone asks you how you know you're an Israelite, right? You know, you walk by and you're trying to break it down for them because you didn't study. They sound like a fool. Yeah, because we're black, and that's what we're teaching. But you see all black, so-called black people here and say, "Oh, you're black and we're Israelite," so you're not approved to teach the word. So you got to study, man.
That's right, because you have to differentiate and you have to be able to spit out the damn bones.
Gone.
Because you're gonna have a lot of bones in that damn meat. Right? The same boneless meat, James chicken, right? You gotta work this thing.
You're not gonna curdle milk.
It says, but shun profane and vain babbling.
So anything that's not about this truth, shun it, man. All right. What he came from the Syrian, so-called Syrian, right? He got shunned. Okay, but we should have kept him here just for the camera's sake, right? But the king says, "Yo, we ain't deal with that, man." You know.
Right now, it's all about prophecy, and right now the prophecy, you know, that we're in right now is the MO, the you know what, you know, the corrupt.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Hey, the whole planet is talking crap.
Yeah.
And prophecy, as the brother just mentioned, is what it's all about.
Yeah.
And on this, in this earth, hey, nobody else is bringing it.
Not even
not one.
What do you call it? Damn Quran and all that. We're not going to prophecy.
Yeah.
A lot of fairy tales.
This time is over 10 years. Right? Over 10 years. See that? You like a prophecy. Go ahead, brother.
Read loud. Romans 14:5. One man esteemeth one day above another. Another man esteemeth every day alike.
That's right. So, you know, things change, right? You know,
Yeah, this guy got true. This guy, oh, he's preaching it this way. Oh, Yahweh, this. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, General Hadda's commanding general. Get the fuck out of
The
here.
miracles are not real. That's the new one they're pushing, right?
Go ahead.
And they trust in science now. Even these
Oh,
world
Captain
leaders.
Zariakin.
You know, even that world leaders like that Jamaican Prime Minister is talking about science.
Wholeness.
Andrew Holness, like Rogan or whatever he called himself.
What?
Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
So that's the point. You know, you got to understand this for yourself, right? Now you said somebody said something about. Oh yeah, you read 2 Timothy 15,
Yeah.
4:16. So workmen needed not to be ashamed. So my point I'm going to bring out. Okay, quickly said. Okay, hold that point real quick. Let me let you read it. My point I'm going to bring out is you have to understand what we're dealing with is truth. So if you're coming into this and reading and then trying to break it down and you're not sincere, it's going to show right away because truth is pure. Now read your precept, and I got one. It's Proverbs 21, verse 16, and it reads,
The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And that goes back to Isaiah 55.
And you can also apply that to Esau, because he's a vagabond, he's just a wanderer. So he's dead. Look what he's doing. Look at his work. It shows for it.
2/3. He's heathen. Yeah, they're all dead.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 22. For wisdom, which is the worker of all things, taught me. For in her is understanding, spirit, holy, one only, manifold, subtile, lively, clear, undefiled,
These are
plain.
characteristics of wisdom. Sophia, right?
Not something to hurt, loving the thing that is good, quick, which cannot be
Which
leaded.
also, all those things represent the Heavenly Father and His character.
Done.
And one thing, when you come into the truth, you have to realize that the Lord, He's not all about brute force. He's about humility
Done.
as well.
Well, Yahushua, and that's
It's balanced.
the point for Yahushua. Because Yahushua, he came here in same vessels we have to understand what we go through so he can have compassion. If he would have came here as an angel, how would he understand what all the stress we go through, the wickedness of the flesh?
That's right, because the Word says, John chapter 1, that He was the Word coming in the flesh.
Done.
Right.
Right? So you were actually looking at the Heavenly Father Himself. I believe that's John chapter 8, verse 44. If you have seen me, you have seen the Father.
That's right.
So that's a perfect completion for it.
That's right.
Oh.
Came merciful.
Yes.
He came as a lamb to be slaughtered. Right? To bring in the top of Israel into the fold, so then the rest of Israel can get it.
Yeah.
Right? How about quick precept? Go ahead.
Which cannot be leaded, ready to do good, kind to man, steadfast, sure, free from care, having all power, overseeing all things, and going through all understanding, pure and most subtile spirits. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness. For she is breath of the power of Yahweh and pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. And
So it says
therefore,
she's breath of the power of Yahweh. So that goes back to the garden where it says the Most High breathed into Adam, right? So that at that point he made Adam wise. All right. So that breath that he blew into Adam was when he made him, give him the laws, statute, and commandment, which makes you wise and separate from all the nations. All right. Reading.
That's why I said also he was, all the trees in the garden were jealous of him.
Done.
Yeah.
And that's really because of that wisdom,
Done.
that character. Oh,
Done.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel.
Salakia.
Yeah.
for she is breath of the power of Yahweh of the Almighty, therefore can no defiled thing fall into her.
So that's why 14, 2 Timothy 14 and 15, 2 and 15? 15. Right. A workman means not to be ashamed. So you have to be sincere and honest about this because you're playing with the truth.
Done.
You know, you can't play around with the truth. So that was the point.
Second, yeah. First Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and guile and hypocrisy and envy and all evil speaking, as newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is great. It says, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
You know why milk's important? It's foundation. It builds foundation. It builds you up. Like in basketball, you gotta lay up practice. You can do a windmill. You can do all types of things. But if you don't know how to do a proper 1-2 right hand layup, all those skills you have are not going to work properly. Because not every situation that you come upon can you use like your skill in it. You can't just have to go back to the basics and keep it simple.
Right? Yeah, that's why there's a term. That's what separates the pros from the amateurs. Because to get to that level, you have to be fundamentally sound, and that's what the milk is. It's all about fundamentals, and that's why the elders, they tell younger brothers like us to come in and make sure you learn the basics. Don't try and jump into the deeper things, because that will actually get lost. You'll get lost and you'll get ruined, man.
A precept.
That's that pride and fasting, man. Yeah. Right? So guys like Captain, sorry you're getting found out now, right? Yeah.
This is Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precepts must be upon precepts, precepts upon precepts, line upon line.
You're not going to get that in the church. You're just going to get a sweet bacon crispy sandwich.
Yeah. That's right. BLT.
Some patties.
Line up,
Toxic shit.
line upon line, line upon line.
Right. So precepts that match up and precept prophecy with prophecy, right? So everything that from the beginning to the past, from the Old Testament to the New Testament, we jump in between that, which is the Apocrypha, that shows you what happened before when the Lord came, why the Lord came on the sea. And the Greeks came in and destroyed the temple, all these things. They all match up. It's all in the history, which is right in the book. We go right to it, man.
Like how we have to
because how we go line upon line. Now, if you get the Book of Enoch, that's not line upon line. That's line upon squiggly fucking lines, man. It all tells you about how Esau and Nimrod met each other. How the fuck did that happen? Huh? Who wrote that shit? That's plagiarism, man.
Here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people.
Yeah, stammering, like, you know, you think like it's stuttering and stuff like that. Yeah, that applies to that, but it also means rough. Like,
I mean, buffoonery. Like joking around.
Yeah, joking around.
Like you see how we joke around?
Yeah,
You know, like, ah, hey, you know.
Or you might make fun of someone coming out, for an example. That's the spirit.
Done.
The Most High is about that spirit too, right? His prophets, like I think it was Elijah. Elijah was making fun of, we found who exactly it was, but these heathens and their gods, saying that, okay, so where's your God coming? But that's the kind of spirit that he might be.
Yeah, he was. You can read the record. You probably should read it. It was about the sacrifice, right? He said he started laughing at them. So as much water as you want on that sacrifice, but I guarantee you, through the spirit and power, the Lord's gonna strike that. So you can dump as much water as you want on the sacrifice. And he was laughing. I could see him belly up laughing at you people. You don't know who Elijah is.
That's a quick
Right?
precept.
I just want to add a point. But just add a point about the stammering lips. You saw an example of that today because your brother said it was hard speech, and to that could be a stumbling block on people, right? That's why when that guy came up and Malak cursed him out, he got offended. So technically, how we're set up here, we're a stumbling block, right? Going back to Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14, about the Lord, how he's a jinn and a snare to both Israel, right? Jinn and a snare. So it's a trap. Oh, Isaiah 18 and 14.
Hey, before that guy come up, this is what you need to understand. He was already a mess. I hear who did that?
Okay.
Who did that?
Yeah, who did that? Bring it up. Go ahead. Read loud.
1 Kings 18 and 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, choose you one bullock for yourselves, and dress it first. For ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under.
Keep going.
And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking or he is pursuing.
And you know what? Sometimes some people will come up here like that guy earlier, and they'll talk about their religion and their God, but they know nothing about it, and they'll talk against it. And we'll come in the spirit like, yo, you're not even, this is exactly what he did, right? Right? So that's how you know their gods are dead, not living. They're not living. Right?
Or he is in a journey. Or peradventure, he's sleeping.
So he's like, where is he? Is he taking a nap? Is he out on a journey? When he's going to be back? He's talking like that. If we talk like that to these people, they're going to get offended.
Done.
The jinn and the snare, like you were saying.
It's like we asking them, where's their Jesus getting a shot?
Right, right.
Social distancing?
Right, right.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know?
That's so funny, yeah.
And must be awaked. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives.
Does that sound familiar?
Gone.
In a run,
Gone.
they have that big, what do you call it, real quick, that thing that they have.
Yes, yeah.
Just saying,
I think it's Syria and other
Mujahideen.
That's probably him too. That's probably part of that crap.
Yeah, the Syria and the other Arabic.
They cut themselves and then say that, you know, they're going through what Yahusha went through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, go ahead. No, I was gonna say the Most High already messed the mind up. Go ahead, man.
Read that part again.
Okay. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets.
Yeah, now that's heavy too, because if you look at that's the same thing with the truth. It cuts through their spirit and they get confused about their own religion.
Oh my gosh.
You got that on Hebrews? We're up. Okay, finish up.
Till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass when midday was past, that they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice. But there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded.
That's right.
That's it?
That's it? No,
Yeah.
keep going. Is that it on there?
Only keep going. That's
Okay, that's okay. That's all. But the point was made.
Okay,
This is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 14. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense.
A sanctuary for the Israelites, man, right? For the one who will take this truth and will receive this truth. Thus it the Lord, thus it the Bible. But for the other people, read, brother.
Okay. It says, for a stone of stumbling and for a rock of offense, to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
That's right.
And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and taken.
And that's prophecy, man. So that you can see people in church saying, "Praise the Lord." That's a trap for them. He doesn't want to deal with them. He put them in there for judgment. They didn't get judged with firemen, right? And though it tarry, wait for it.
That's right. It will come.
It will come. So a lot of people trying to tell them to get it, and you talk to them and whatever, and then they hear you and they agree some kind of.
Yeah.
Most ain't deal with them because you don't know their heart. You don't know their mind. They pretend they're hearing you, but they think you're crazy talking like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're on a different path.
Gone.
Keep on intersecting lanes with you.
Gone.
But you on the highway, yeah, and the underpass.
Gone. Like if you want 98.1, coming clearly, that's what you're looking for. You go 98.2. It's close, and you hear some part of the 91.1, but you can't hear it.
It's not the full thing.
It's not a full thing.
It's not clear. It's funny. Got that?
Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and spirit.
So, like, for example, you saw Brother Kazak and El Malak talk to that guy. Now, they're talking like that because the spirit, the word is flowing through them. So it's quick and powerful. Bang, bang, bang. The guy's getting cut up in the spirit.
Just by 1,000 cuts.
By 1,000 cuts. Go ahead, which is precepts.
Yeah.
Right.
Piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and of marrow, and is discerner of thoughts and intents of the heart.
Yeah, see, a lie can't do that. A lie doesn't do that.
Tell me lies,
Exactly. Sweet little lies, man. But the truth, though, the truth will fuck you up. It will mess you up. Because, and that's what we read in Wisdom of Solomon.
Jab.
Right?
This is our jab, man. You know what I mean? Knock you out.
Yeah,
That's right.
The life-saving jab.
That's right. So he came up with all those lies in his head. But that's the Most High jacked him up, right, to come to hear the truth. And then what happened when you're full of pride and you don't know nothing, and you're supposed to come up to hear? Just shut your mouth here and listen. That's all. Yes, sir. No, sir. Hey,
A quick precept. Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
That's true. Yeah, that's what we agreed. That's right.
That's why you got a lot of fake Israelites.
So like even that guy, he should have just kept on
Brother.
walking because when you talk
Give me,
about
sir.
Islam, it doesn't make you can't talk to a person like you put on the wrong record. Put on the wrong record when you hear that the war. You put on the wrong record. I'm thinking that he's like a Christian. And he says, "Oh, I'm a Muslim."
The first thing you should have came up and said, "What are those things? What are these things dangling from you? What are those?"
Fringes.
Eyes but see not. Ears but hear not.
The wise man's eyes are in
All
the
he
head.
sees is some niggas, man. It's all he sees.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a stumbling block to him. Right?
That's not what he usually sees.
Right? I would say black.
He be running away with guns in our hands.
Man's a liar, man. I would say black people. What would you say? What would you say?
No, right now it should
You know?
be a music video shoot and
Right.
and all
Bottles
those things.
popping and bitches
Bottles
shaking their ass.
popping.
That's what he's used to seeing.
A bunch of women shaking their ass,
Yeah.
dancing. That's not us. Like we're trying to be holy. You know?
Pulling the hot sauce out of your bag.
Mm.
Right.
I've got a quick precept. Kazak mentioned something, so it has to do with what the Israelites are, what the Israelites look like. Right, real quick, I'll just say this here for the record, for the edification, because it's brought out. So this is Jeremiah 12 and verse 8. I read verse 7. It says, "I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage, I have given dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies." Verse 8, here's the point. "Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest.
It's like a bird.
It crieth out against me, therefore I have hated it." Verse 9, "Mine heritage unto me is as a speckled bird."
So speckled bird is a species of bird. Like, you know, you have when someone says a seagull, all seagulls will look alike. But a species it's called speckled birds. They look like different shape, different colors. You know, and you think that they're different, but there's one species of bird called a speckled birds. So Israel is like an onto that because you have some people as darker than me, even lighter than this brother right here. You know what I'm saying? So we don't go by a person's complexion as people would think that we do. We go by your spirit. All right, that's what we do. We're calling other people because you have people that look like Japanese, right? What guy name on the basketball player?
Griffin?
Griffin.
Oh, his son.
Yeah, his son, Blake Griffin. And this brother here, right?
Looks like, yeah.
It would look like him, but yeah, he's a white wife. Right? His wife's white, so his seed looks like a total white, blonde hair, blue eyes, right? But it goes back to so-called Negro, man.
Well, his father's my complexion.
Done.
Extra crispy.
Done. Right? Where's your father from? Oh, see that, right? So, and your son now, if he grows up and marry a white lady now, right, a white woman, he's looking at a white woman, but that knowing came from you, from your father, right? Because if you're an Edomite right now, you be like telling Elvis' brother, "Be out, I'm going on."
Well, these other camps.
We shun him.
Yeah,
we shun him.
That's right. It shows you they have carnal mind.
Right?
Even back in the day with GMS, they used to certain brothers. If you came up and you said that you were from Ghana or whatever, you were dead in the water.
You're a Hamite.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, we addressed that issue.
I remember when you used to come back in the day, you used to like kind of looking like
But my father's Jamaican, right? It's like, and that's funny that you say that because when I first got the truth, I had went to Africa and my partner, my best friend growing up, who's Ghanaian, right? His aunt had said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "My parents are from the West Indies." She said, "Oh, you're a Negro." She let it right out of the bag right there. Right? She let it out. And that's what sparked it in my mind after receiving the truth. It's like, oh, I'm a Negro. So then when I got the compact dictionary now and started going through it, I was like, oh.
Okay. They know.
So they know.
They know.
They know.
They know.
Yeah.
Akata.
Yep. Exactly. Akata.
You're a cotton picker.
But when I used to work at Good Life, my manager was from Ghana, right? And I've always been talking about this, and he knew, but he never said anything. And one day I was reading something about the Ghanaian president or prime minister apologized to the Negroes about for slavery, for selling them into slavery. Yeah. And I went to him, I'm like, "Bro, you knew this?" And he's like, "Yo, I knew this long time. I just never wanted to tell you." So them know.
Yeah, and like a lot of the people from Ghana, a lot of them are Ashanti. who's in Jamaica right now. Yeah. Like Maroons and stuff. Like some of them came from West Africa too.
Right.
Some of them, and they speak the Tweed. So,
Tweed.
yeah. Wisdom of Solomon 7:1 says, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and all the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, and in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep.
So Yahushua is talking about his birth and being in the womb. Can you imagine he had that wisdom to be. We don't remember what it's like in the womb. You know, the savior of the speckled birds, so to speak. Let me finish the precept.
Hey, that's why certain men are more gifted, right? No, certain men have different talents. Yeah, certain brothers, more elevated than others in certain talents and stuff. But it all comes from the source, right? Which is Yahweh, right? The Most High treats certain brothers certain different ways. Like they're more able to read things and discern things. Some brothers is more in tune with the Hebrew, and others they can cipher language quick. Some is more, more faith, elevated in faith. Some is
open brothers.
Yeah. Some more is tight with the literature of the scriptures and stuff. You know,
it's all one body.
Yeah, one body. And some was just more spiritual, right? Yeah, a lot, way more spiritual. More in tune.
Absolutely.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, let me finish that precept real quick. It says, "My inheritance unto me as a speckled bird."
Now we're brothers.
The birds.
What's the humble hat?
Yeah, good. Round about thee are the birds round about thee are against thee.
Which is the other nations.
Which is the nations. Come ye as a symbol of all the beasts of the field. All the beasts of the field.
Right, the
come to devour. And it talks about the word beast. When you go look it up, it's a person's a wild, mad man. Like, I mean, I'm saying it in a nice way. When you go into it, you know it's talking about Esau. Beast system. Right? This is the system that's on its way down.
Lawless.
Lawless, beautiful.
Right. Speak like a lamb, right? But it has other insights. But yeah,
they're coming like madmen, right? Spirit.
The most gonna roast those lamb. Yeah. With the czar. Is Russia had a bomb called the czar?
Yeah.
Right.
Moab as
yeah, MOAB, mother of all bombs.
Yeah.
Right.
I think Russia has the same one.
I don't remember the one that they. What did they take? Oh yeah, Iran calls the missile the prophet.
Oh.
Blood. Fire. Blood. Both sides
creating a bomb right there. Fire. You know what I mean? Timers, man.
It's like they want, I feel it for the young
load, man.
Little young people.
Anybody anything?
Yeah, continue. So verse 10, Jeremiah 12:10. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness.
Yeah, you just let him get the dirt. It's okay. We know that Esau is the devil, but it's okay. He can get the dirt. These other pastors, these other Israelite camps are doing that, and that's why there's a heavy judgment for them, because in Jeremiah it says you have taught the wicked ones your ways. That's in Esau's nature to do that, but we weren't built to do that, and you got people of Israel, doing that and scattering the flock, right? So their judgment's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavier.
And their main attack is these unity camps in Israel. The main attack is coming with all their different doctrines together. That shows you that's all bullshit. How could you come together? Brother read the scripture, right? If two don't agree, right? So the point is, simply put, with these unity camps, that proves that you guys are going off, and that's what you are using to bring to attack the Lord's heritage, and He has special judgment for you. Many of you pastors,
Yeah,
right?
but
Because-
even what's the name? That damn code. What do you call it? The Sakari, whatever
Yes,
group,
Sakari.
whatever.
Al-Azhar.
Al-Azhar and all these stuff. They're coming with guns at camp and all kind of shit.
Trusting in
All
the
kind of
image.
confusion. Yeah.
Trusting into the image.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna come to the camp with guns. You're trusting into this image.
Yeah.
We don't have guns, man. We have a spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Weapons are it's not a carnal.
Yeah. It's
Our weapons are not carnal.
We seek the kingdom, man, which where that spiritual power is going to come. Because when the Lord was on scene, he had no God, he had spiritual powers, man. That's right. He had spiritual powers. And that needs to be more exercised, man. Right? He had spiritual powers because he believed in the Father, man. And after when he got baptized, he had that power, man. Right? Because that was his point. Right? That was his breaking point.
Yeah.
Right? So then everybody knew that, oh, that's the son of, and then the chariot came down.
Yeah.
He said about it came down like a dove. Right?
Wow.
So this is my son. So everybody had to know, man. Right? So everybody, the Most High made that loud and clear.
Yeah.
Yo, this is my son.
Yeah,
Right?
this is the one.
And you know the most coming in a big chariot, a huge chariot,
Yeah.
but it came out quiet like a dove. Well, man.
That's powerful. Everybody's powerful.
You know what I mean?
Big deck.
I say, that's my son.
That's right.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I approve. So this message is word. I approve it, man. That's why we say that with the 100% truth. But we're speaking the same message that the Lord is speaking, man. The same thing, unadulterated.
Yeah,
There you go.
unadulterated.
Yeah, I had a dictionary that said that on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unadulterated, and it had the word "fuck" in there, and then what it told you what it meant, and straightforward, man. Vulcan. You still have it means to strike.
Strike.
Oh, that's the one we lost the place. I lost.
I thought it was after wood.
It's an acronym in the Victorian Empire, mean fornication and the concept of the king.
Yeah.
But to go to the etymology now is to strike.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's what we're here about. That is strike her mom. You know what I mean? Thank God for that.
Yeah, because in the scriptures it says about how shake the hand, right? That Isaiah, yeah.
13. Is it 13? I'm bringing it out. Shake the hand.
Yeah.
I had a precept though, just to.
Oh yeah, bring that up. No problem.
So this is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. It says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not."
Yeah, this is, and Esau is doing that right now, man. A lot of you Negroes, you silly Negroes, you're in these congregations where Esau, Kenneth Copeland, all of these guys, are pimping you, man. Right? They're held not accountable, right? And this is going back generations, because this is not like, oh, they just got that seat. Oh, I'm a televangelist, and this and that. This is generations going back, man. Right? Destroying you Negroes, man. Giving you a plantation Christianity and giving it right back to you again.
Yeah.
It's all residential schools, all this, Yeah. Blood. Destroying our people. At the same time, hold themselves not guilty. All sodomizing our people. Oh, praise the Lord. This, that. Sodomizing our people. And then God in the other hand. Then devils. Like feeding us to alligators. Yeah. Alligator bait. Without sanctuary.
Yes. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them.
The banner is this word, man. Right? The high mountain is America.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right, this is the gates of the nobles. Right, nobility, right? That's royalty, right? And sovereign, yeah. So we're the prince of the power. So bring him into the gates of nobility. It's like okay, so now you know that you're not a Negro, but you're Judah, you know, and ultimately you're Yahshua Allah. He's the difference of the power.
It's also twofold too, right? To shake the hand of the nobles is to let these nobles, the nobility, those that are high in power, what time it is.
That's right. So you are the damn Edomites.
Right? Right in his
Right in his face. You are the Edomites, and you're going to slavery. Your name is Esau. Yeah, man.
Verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger.
Those are the angels, man. Right, the mighty ones.
Yeah.
Sanctified ones are the remnant. Right? We've been made separate. We've been made holy. Right?
To the truth.
Yeah,
Son.
sanctify them by that truth, for thy word is truth.
The word.
And there's a lot of sightings of the UFOs, right?
Son.
On the internet.
Son.
Seeing them every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's no coincidence when they said about how when Esau was trying to hold back, saying about they were going to bring out the truth when Trump was in. Then they eventually brought it out, and then they said it was, wasn't no coincidence by the Most High. They only said, it was only 144 sightings.
Run stiffy.
More than it. But it's Most High.
That's
right?
Yeah.
Like, remember a couple of weeks ago we saw it.
Yeah.
We saw a black chariot.
Over by my house.
Yeah, it was hovering.
When it was the rainstorm came down.
Oh.
Right after it was a black chariot just there, just going back and forth over there.
Chilling.
Eyes of the Lord and sinful kingdom,
Chilling.
man.
Chilling. Yeah.
Continue.
Even them that rejoice in my highness.
I remember he started saying this is a burden. That's why I have Joe Biden saying, I'm losing patience. Right? Because this is a burden unto them because like we're waking up. Right? And they know what we're saying is the truth. So this is the word of Isaiah, the burden to Babylon, man. This is a lot.
The man's sleeping.
You know? This is a lot to know you're losing power of this great kingdom, man. And it's great to them for wickedness. It's called Babylon the Great. It's not great for anything phenomenal and anything spectacular other than wickedness. Right? And it's great because they have the Lord's people in subjection. All right?
Yeah, that's why Trump kept on saying, make America great again.
Fun.
What was so great? Putting the children of Israel in bondage. Because when they first got over here and they established, their first thing that they made the money off was the tobacco. And then everything else came into play, cotton and all these other things. Right?
Well, if someone is handicapped and you go to war with them and take them down, it doesn't to gloat over it because they know who we were as a people and they lied. They know it's a great because we got the Lord's people in subjection, man. So that's why they can gloat. Yeah, we got everybody.
All of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
Right?
They're caking.
Worshiping us.
Right?
See, this is God.
They had Judah and Reuben and some of Reuben and Gad, in slavery at the same time. Hardcore slavery. Stealing land from them, subjecting them, killing them off, stealing the gold and all of that.
She needs a trainer. Go ahead.
No?
I know, eh? Satan, man.
The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdom of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the hosts.
That's
of the
going into
battle.
Armageddon. Right? Mountain of truth. Armageddon. Value Yahweh Shabbat. Value decision. Continue.
They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation.
Those are the missiles, man. I used to be a missiles, man. Right? The mother of all bombs, Moab. Satan 1, Satan 2. Right? The Tsar. Right? The most powerful nuclear bomb that Russia has. Right? Waiting for you.
That's more than 50 megatons.
Gone.
That's righteous anger. It's a good thing. Why? Because it's wicked. So it needs to be cleansed. Right?
To destroy the whole land.
That's right. And that's America, man. Most I want to annihilate this place, man. Start over.
And it's not going to take days and this and that. It's going to happen in 1 hour. One fucking hour. 1 day. Only 15 minutes for that missile to get from one end of the earth to the next. A hypersonic missile, man. Traveling over 5,000, at least more than 5,000 to 7,000 miles, man. Quick, hot and ready.
Fresh. They love calling about fresh. Fresh.
Fresh out the oven.
Yeah. Fresh out the silos.
Yeah.
Fresh out the silos. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand.
Howl.
So it's be grieving, man, because in that day there's gonna be barely any food to eat, man. Here howling, man's complaining and this, right, that, I want. Let's go back to normal. When was that? It's not gonna happen again, man.
It's on the plague.
You gonna go back to the future with that? Fuck that shit.
Hunger is a serious, like hunger. When someone cave in, just cave right in. Man, that's some serious plague. You're beg for the missiles and pray for death. You know?
And they're not going to get it.
No.
The seed is not gonna exist in that day. That's not even gonna matter. The only thing that's gonna be mattering about your belly want to get food. It's gonna be growling.
Yeah, man.
Growling.
Fire.
Your belly be talking. Yeah, your belly's gonna be doing more talking than your lips. What, man?
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand.
Howling will also come too when the kings of the earth, they can't make money off of Babylon anymore.
Gone.
Or I think Revelation 17?
18.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
Yeah, that's their mind, man. They're not gonna have any hope anymore. Right now, that's how you show you how much delusion they're in. They still have hope for so-called normal.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a time where that's not gonna be. Not gonna have that hope.
Yeah, hope in the shot. And the shot is doing more damage than good.
Yeah.
You know. Let's finish with one last scripture. Okay, this is Habakkuk 2 and 3. Last scripture for the evening, and it reads, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak."
This is a prophecy. That's what the vision is.
"And not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry."
So it's not gonna be prolonged. Oh, it's gonna get put off. Oh, we're gonna rule. Esau says he's gonna keep on ruling. Nah, but it says, well, you're the border of wickedness.
Done.
And then there's bounds that you can't pass, man.
Malachi 1 and 4.
You can't even go past the Van radiation belt, man.
Van Halen.
So nigga, what you talking about?
Van Halen.
What you talking about, bro?
Done. Yeah. Done.
All right, so with that, we're gonna close up, giving all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who knew well and has taught us this truth, the truth and sincerity. All right, peace and mercy to sincere brothers out there pushing this word across the four corners of the earth. And peace and mercy to the sincere offers that may listen. Abad Babal.
Abad Babal.
Kwame
Shalom.
And Lord willing to next week. Shalom.
Shalom.